We're going live. All right, we are live. And we have 68 already people joining. Amazing. So great. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to this session, How to Choose and Manage Digital Marketing Agencies. We have with us, so my name is Ines. I will be your host. I will also take your questions at the end. And with me is Giedrius, and he is the co-founder at the Marketing Recycling. He will be talking about it later more. But for you, if you want to understand more what our session is about, as you know, as marketers in the last few years, the digital marketing boomed everywhere, and a lot of new freelancers we find a lot of agencies are started to do businesses. So you as a marketer who would like to choose an agency, you might have a lot of questions how to really find the right one. Is it high quality? We don't know that. What we know is how to get the most out of them. So this is what we're going to do in this session with the Giedrius, who has 15 years in marketing, and he worked with a lot of companies from startups to Fortune 500 companies, and with a hands-on SEO experience, content, social marketing, email, UX, and analytics. He will be the right person to guide you through all of your questions. So I leave the floor to him. And good morning, Giedrius. How are you?
Hey, morning. Thank you, Ines, for presentation. Really to the point, and hopefully that you will enjoy the session, everyone. I I would like to have the session like a more kind of interactive. So please ask your questions. We have a chat, so you can ask your questions in the chat, and I will try to answer them like immediately. We have a lag, probably a gap of around 20 seconds with the live, so don't worry, it might be some kind of quiet minutes, no worries about that, but I will try to cover everything and answer all your questions. Great, so let's start. And Ines already introduced me. Here's my experience. And actually, this topic for this session, it came through the whole experience. Okay. That's how I found that running a digital marketing agency is a bit kind of different. You have different goals, you have different business model, and it's not always the best practice for the client, because the agency is try to run business for themselves. Like you need to run an agency, so that's the business model, and sometimes you don't have enough time to spend with the client and to cover everything you need, cover everything client needs. So that's why at the moment I run a digital marketing audit service. It's called Marketing Recycling. And what we do, we are auditing how agencies are performing, basically how they are managing your accounts. And at the same time, we are helping companies with the strategies and helping companies to choose the right digital marketing agency if they don't have one yet. So my first question to all of you is why you want to choose a digital marketing agency. What's the problem you think the agency will solve? Because that's the key. I would like to challenge a status quo, by simply arguing like, is it really important? Like, do you really need an agency? So that's my question. So if you could please in a chat type in what's the problem, right? What's the problem you want to solve with a digital marketing agency? Okay.
All right, just to mention that they can type their questions or thoughts in the chat section at the very right of the screen. So they will find that there is info, Q&A, and chat. So you can type your thoughts there. I already wrote there that you can.
Okay. Lack of time. Yes, that's a good cause. George wrote that is there's a lack of time. That's a good reason. That's good. Anything else? Gerardo, branding on the internet. Branding on the internet. So in this case, branding on the internet. So I suppose like it might be an PR agency that would help you with the branding, and you need to have your brand identity present. So again, digital marketing agency might sound like fancy that they're doing everything, but believe me, um, only the very big agencies can cover everything. And if you have some specific needs like brand identity, right, and branding, so you might choose a brand identity agency, you know, because the thing is that at least for the last 10 years when I'm checking the agencies, like every agency started from one specific vertical. Some agencies started as NCO agencies, some agencies started as Facebook agencies, other like as creative agencies, and now when there's like a big demand, so now they are full scale agencies, but still they don't have like a really good know-how at every single field. So that's why you need to ask like upfront why you need an agency, because probably you might not choose a full scale digital marketing agency, or maybe you have to choose some kind of niche. Okay, let's see. Motivation and make colleagues more initiative. Well, motivation, it depends, like there's a problem with the agencies. Usually, like majority of the agencies are waiting for the initiative from the company. They're not showing big like initiative and motivation to do the work unless you're paying a lot. And that's another question what we will cover. Our company is expanding. Its business is to Germany and huge market. Where's went? General lack of knowledge. What we hope agencies' collective experience with clear solutions should solve. Yes, lack of knowledge, that's good, that's fine. Still, lack of knowledge, in all digital marketing fields or some specific niche. Because as I said, agencies, don't have a know-how at every field, like the best know-how in class. Sometimes you can work with a freelancer within specific one niche, let's say Facebook freelancer, right? Or the PR freelancer, and they might have much more know-how rather than agencies. Because again, that's funny, but a really good kind of strategist or specialist that is a part of an agency, usually he or she is freelancing as well. So that's something to consider. You can actually get a really professional know-how from a kind of leading agency strategist by simply working with him or her there directly. Tell us, internal marketing, does maximum agency has more expertise? Yes. So again, it depends. You need to choose the vertical. Okay, that's an ad. You have studied the market and social. Expanding, right? Not sure what that means. Company in Germany, huge market. Yes, actually, that's good. If you're expanding to a new market, you should have a local agency or local representative that knows the local market, and that's a huge plus. That's a good call. And again, if you are choosing the like general agency and you want to expand into the different markets with different kind of mentality, you double check, do agency like have experience in these markets. Okay, good. So yeah, main point for me was that you need to consider what are your goals. You need to actually speak about your goals, what agency could solve, and choose it by these matters. So if you decided that you actually need a digital marketing agency, like, there are three questions I would ask. First is, what should I look for? So when I'm choosing the agency, what might indicate that that's the right agency for you? And that's especially is the core for you. That's the biggest mistake I see when companies are choosing agencies. Um, Small companies are chasing big brands like big agencies because they think that big agencies have the best know-how. That's right. They do have good know-how because they have spent lots of money in every market, so that's good. But remember one thing: agency has limited resources. They have one, two, three, five strategists. Even if they have, like, I know, 50 people, still they would have like five strategists as the most. Strategists spend their time on the biggest accounts only. So if you are a small account, if you are a small client to the agency, and you will be like in the priority list at the top, I don't know, let's say bottom 60-70%, no one will dedicate strategist time for you. And that will end that, let's say, a junior kind of marketing, like not the strategist, executive will work on your account. And it might happen that he or she will make some mistakes, and there will be a lack of know-how as well. So you need to really consider, is that agency a good fit for you? So that was actually one good mention, that you might choose the agency based on the market, or on the segment of the market you are playing. And the market, let's see, if you're entering in Germany, or Canada, then you might consider an agency that has a good know-how within this market. And again, if you are in the e-commerce business, so choose the one that works with e-commerce accounts. If you're in B2B, choose the one that works within B2B. I think that's is the core when you're choosing the agencies, so it should be relevant. There is no good fit for everyone, you know. So that's one. Second, again, yeah, coming back to the first question, um, I think that it's again a good idea to choose a small agency that's only growing, let's say, at the moment. Why? Because if you will be, top five clients for this agency, so they will spend maximum amount on your account. And once they will grow, so you will grow together with them. Because with the very first clients, they really try it hard and they dedicate like the best resources for the first clients. So if you will find a fit that you see, let's say, some kind of strategist that has, I know, 10 years experience in B2B market and has worked with the leading digital marketing agencies, now is founding his own agency in the same B2B field, that's a good fit for you. It means that you will be like one of the best clients for them at the very beginning. They have really good know-how in your field, so don't worry about that they are a small company, just founding. Look at the founder, look at the person who is leading it. If it's just let's say an entrepreneur, like a businessman, okay, that's fine, they don't have a really good know-how. But if that's a strategist that starting its own agency, that might be a good fit. Second question, who will work with you exactly? And I see that all and all again, when strategies are coming and pitching, before the clients, and they're saying that that will be our strategy to enter the market. So that what will be the messaging, that the strategy, competitor companies, all that stuff. But when you choose the company, you will not see the strategies ever again because he will go to pitch for other companies just to win the accounts and will work with the biggest accounts. So you would like to meet specific people who will work on your account. And so every time when you're choosing the agency, ask a question, who will work on your account? And meet that person, see, is it a good synergy, like, can you work with that person? Because strategists, like, they only are selling. They're not actually like spending lots and lots of time on analyzing every single account. So meet exact the person who is or will be working with you. And how to read the offer. So in the next slide, I will show a sample kind of calculation, and that's a real one, basically. Let's say that's a B2B marketing kind of plan for a company, and that's monthly estimations. So in a chat again, please, what is wrong with this kind of offer? What do you think? Maybe something is missing, or maybe something is not right. I know. What are your thoughts? Because company, again, agencies, they have really smart way how to present their services. So you can get, like, I know, 20 pages nice PDF with all the colors about the customers that agency was working with, blah blah blah, about the strategy that is like general strategy in digital marketing, and then and then 1 or 2 slides about your specific offer. So when you get the offer, you should be cautious about that. And again, two main things that you always need to look for when you get the offer. And one thing is missing here. Any ideas? Sharuna says missing potential leads number for the money paid. That's a nice one. That's actually a benefit would be, and that's, again, we will speak about the KPIs. So again, potential lead number is a KPI that the agency and you together with the agency should measure. So it's good if they would add, but in most of the cases, this number like is missing. Yeah, not specific enough. What kind of reach? What kind of engagement? Does this fit our goals? Should there be conversion? Yeah, so conversion again. That's good. You should look for the line what you will get, because engagement and leads. Yes, leads. No CPM. Yes, nice. So I really love that you're speaking about the real results, smart goals. Smart goals, not sure what that means. Smart goals. So yeah, let's consider that's again coming to your main KPIs, what company should achieve working. But to be frankly, that's not everything. Benchmarks. I don't think that you will get lots of benchmarks, because benchmarks, I wouldn't trust them so much, because benchmarks depends on the scope. Like, I think only few agencies are able to show the benchmarks based on their clients. Otherwise, it would be hard to benchmark kind of specific measure. Yeah, smart goals. Cool. Smart goals are good, but again, smart goals probably are more for the strategy, when you are creating strategy for your digital marketing rather than the agency. I like the leads, but another thing is missing next to the leads. Try one more time. Let's see. No total reach estimation information about the audience overlap. Overlap, yeah, but I don't think that you will get that with the first kind of offer one company. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes when you are evaluating the offer is that there are no creative costs, and that is sometimes is really misleading about the real costs that company will have, because sometimes and costs like creative costs are incalculated into the agency fees. But if it's incalculated into the agency fees, it's wrong. It should be splitted, and you should have how much exactly will pay agency just for their know-how and time, and how much you will pay for the creatives if agency is doing that. Because let's say I saw cases when, let's say, company is signing off the contract and agency say, yeah, we'll do the creative part as well, and it comes like to overall budget. But when they start working, it looks like and the agency is delivering really poor amount of creatives. And creatives in digital marketing, like, they have a huge impact. That's one of the core kind of verticals where you need to test and improve performance creatives. So you need to really carefully consider who will do the creatives and how much that would cost. Because like in most of the cases, companies doing creative part themselves, right? So that's fine. Agency then says that, okay, just give us the creatives and we will launch the market, and that's it. That's the whole discussion about creatives part. But when sometimes company thinks that, okay, so we'll create like five like images, five sizes, like couple for the Facebook, couple for the Google ads, for the LinkedIn, same size as Facebook, maybe a different message, and that's fine. But that's not fine. To be really successful in digital marketing based on performance, you need to have tens of creatives, and you need them to test all the time, and you need to have plenty of different sizes. So that's where, let's say, companies sometimes they don't estimate that creative part will cost so much, and then agency cannot deliver results. Because a good agency, they know that they need to have a lot of creative to choose from and to serve to the Google, Facebook, all the different platforms, so they would capture the best ones. But if company is not delivering that part, there will be no performance. There will be no good like cost per acquisition numbers. There will be no good leads. So creative part is something that you should look in at every kind of offer. I see that I have a question. Specific task post number 1 deliverables. What kind of creatives will it be? A video? Exactly. So you need to prepare all kind of creatives. Graphics, that's old fashioned. These days videos works the best. So you need to have ability to create a video. Again, it might be not like very, how to say, professional, but you need to calculate. And the thing is that company has some specific amount of marketing budget. So they say, okay, let's like give 50% to the agency, like 50% some other internal costs, people, fixed costs, whatever. But for the creative part, it's like not clear. But creative part should have really like solid amount of the budget, like 20% of all marketing budget, 30% of all marketing budget. Because it doesn't make sense to invest 10,000 in ads and invest 1,000 in creative part. No, it doesn't make sense. You need to prepare solid creatives, because creatives actually have a huge impact on goals. And videos, yes. Images, yes. Short videos, long videos, then PDF formats, some kind of quizzes that, again, you need to use some tools for the lead generation. So all kind of different assets to use in your ads. So be cautious about the creative part for sure. Okay, let's move forward. When you're choosing the agency, you need to speak about KPIs. And that's exactly, I really liked your comments that you need to at offer, you need to look for the lead numbers, for the cost per acquisition numbers. But sometimes, there is a big miscalculation. Let's say even the agency, they can present the numbers from their experience, like average numbers. But in some cases, if you have a poor website, like poor conversion rate on website, the numbers will be very different. If you will have poor creatives, the numbers will be different. If you will have poor like value proposition, maybe your competitors have better one, results will be poor. So there are a lot of things that sometimes agency cannot, how to say, estimate, and that's why the lead amount usually is wrong. They might look really nice on a paper, but in reality they are kind of different. So that's why you need to agree with every agency what KPIs you will be monitoring. And for the KPIs, let me stop sharing presentation and share my screen because I have an Excel sheet. I'm not sure if it's visible like well. I hope so. Let me improve. So there are different kind of KPIs. And for the SEO, this one table is for the SEO. I think is most complicated because if you're hiring an SEO agency, I suppose that agency should cover everything from technical monitoring to traffic, what basically is the main usually KPI. And there are a lot of like intermediate KPIs. I would call them intermediate. But the main one, let's say if there should be a one KPI that you should measure with the agency, it's the priority keyword position. We're talking about like natural traffic. And really important to look at the priority keywords, not average keyword position. Because in most of the cases, when you start doing SEO right, you get lots and lots of traffic with all the kind of different keywords. And sometimes you can pick only black screen. I can't see your screen. Your screen is only a small thumbnail besides your camera. Okay, that's not so good then. Same. Okay. Stop sharing. Let's try a bit different way. And maybe I will share a file. How is it now? I've changed the way I'm sharing. Can you see the Excel sheet now? I will wait for some comments. Okay, meanwhile, if you can't see, for me it's clear. Okay, Ines, I see it. Thanks. Thanks that you can see it. So Shirunas, same. So you can't see, right? Just type in can't see or can see. Same. So, Okay, so then I will simply probably no. Okay, good. No worries. Let me come back to the presentation then. I will speak then, let's say in general, but after the presentation, I will share this Excel sheet. And in this Excel sheet, you will see all the list of the possible KPIs. So for you, it will be kind of a good quality. And I will highlight the one in yellow. That's the most important in terms of SEO. So yeah, Jibile, I tried to stop share and share again. It didn't work. So anyways, let me simply speak about that because we don't have too much time now. So main thing in SEO, agree with the agency that you will be monitoring priority keywords, not all priority. And as for priority, again, if you done your homework well, you have the priority keywords that your company should have the highest position. If not, then agency can find this keyword, still pick, I don't know, 20, 50, 100 depending on how big your business is. Now the normal presentation is also small. Okay, that's strange. Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Okay, so I'm sharing again. Hopefully this time it will be better. Okay, meanwhile, while I'm speaking, I have only one slide left, and I have created a poll for that slide. So check the polls and answer the question about what's your preferred payment option with digital marketing agents. Is it per hour, monthly retainer, or performance fee? It will be interesting to discuss. And now let's get back to the slides. Okay, so simply they will let me know, can you see the slides? I think the window template. Well, nothing changed here. Anyways, simply I will share the slides because only one slide left, so I can speak it out loud. No worries, nothing. You will miss nothing in the slides. Okay, so going back to the SEO KPI. So priority keywords. Work with the agency to find your priority keywords and then monitor their position. That's the most important. Within the priority keywords will be the keywords that should bring you the biggest revenue, the biggest business. And that matters. You might, sometimes like agencies are presenting overall stats and they're saying, hey, we are growing with the natural traffic, that's fine, so we're doing our work really well. But with that natural traffic, you might have no sales, no really good results. So it means that all these additional keywords, they're not triggering your target audience, and they like they doesn't have much value in it. So focus on the priority keywords. That will be the main SEO KPI. Now with the Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn ads, I think KPI is the same. If I would need like to define one single KPI, it would be cost per lead. Like I'm looking at performance point of view here. Like this session is about digital marketing performance. So with the agency, you should always work to get as much leads as possible on the cost per acquisition you have agreed. Like cost per lead, cost per acquisition. It depends. If you are B2B business, so cost per lead, cost per acquisition will be the same. If you are e-commerce business, so cost per acquisition will be the main KPI. The difference is that cost per lead, so you will get a marketing qualified lead, and then you will give this lead to the sales team, so they will work. So the KPI should be that you need to get a quality lead, and sales team will tell you is it a quality lead or not. Because if in average you have 20% conversion rate from marketing qualified lead to a client, and the agency will start delivering you like leads, lots of leads, but the conversion rate from these leads to actual client will be 10%. It means they are delivering poor quality leads. And you need to stress that, like, okay, let's work. Our cost per lead should be, let's say, 500 in B2B business, but we need to maintain like 20% conversion rate from this lead to sales. And that's what we'll be monitoring. And that's it. All other things like CPC, bounce rates, pages they're visiting on your website, blah blah blah. I would say those are dual metrics. Of course, you can analyze them, to improve your overall performance, but that's probably what agency should do on behalf of you. If that actually an agency that have performance as a goal, say they need to analyze all this information and improve their kind of ads, so you would get desired cost per lead, kind of, and that's it. So you need to agree on that number. Of course, if you're at the top of the funnel and you need to get more traffic from target audience, so the amount of your target audience reached should be your KPI. But it depends on the steps of the sales funnel. So in the Excel sheet that I wanted you to show, you will have 4 KPIs. Top of the funnel, when you are not like selling yet, but you're trying to get awareness, you should have a main KPI like reach of your target audience, like the percentage. In the middle of the funnel, that cost per lead, if you're B2B, and the bottom of the funnel, cost per acquisition, was basically cost per client. And in retention, I would say that's at lifetime value, the way how to get most of that. Okay, and the last slide, which is payment option with the agency. So let me check the pool. Okay, so we have 0 votes on a pool. Not so funny, but maybe we have mentioned something in the chat. Per package. Okay, I have one kind of answer that you would like to have a payment per package. So usually there are like 3 types of payment options when you're choosing digital marketing agency. One is per hour, second is like a monthly retainer or per package, and third one is based on performance. So of course it's a no-brainer, based on performance is the best. And that, like, if it's a new agency, again, a young agency, a new agency, they might agree to work with you based on performance. So you will have kind of fixed cost for setting all kind of digital marketing channels, and then they will spend ads on their own, and you will pay only if there will be a sale, like real sale, a real client. So that's a performance based, and I think that's the best for company option, because all the kind of how do you say, stress goes to the agency. They take all the risks here. Second in my priority list would be per hour, because when agency agrees payment per hour, they can have enough time to spend on analyzing your performance. For the client, it might be a bit risky, because in some months, the amount might be really huge if you're launching like a new campaign. So until it will be optimized, you will pay much more. But then Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these channels, they will optimize themselves, and the manager, agency manager, will spend less time on managing these channels, so you will have less cost. And on the monthly retainer, I think that's the worst case, because with the monthly retainer agency, again, they are calculating how many hours their account manager is working on your account. So if you have, let's say, I don't know, like 4,000 per month, and the hourly fee is 1,000, so only 4 hours they will work on your account, and that's it. Like, you might think that it will be lots, of time spent, but it will be only that specific amount that agency has calculated on their average hourly fee. So again, per hour in this case is a better one. Yeah. And that's it. Actually, I thought it will went a bit faster, but we still have a few minutes for questions and answers. So first question: how do you calculate the cost per creatives? It depends. Like simply, if that's who depends who is doing. So per creative, like one agency or freelancer can create you, let's say, one set of your creatives for 1,000, another one for 500. So it's just based on the price. But per creatives, let's say, you need to agree based on the set of creative. Let's say if you're doing one kind of topic, let's say smaller fees compared to your competitor, so that's a one topic. So then you need to build, let's say, 50 different image sizes for this one topic. So you pay like a fixed amount for working on main creative, like the main visualization, let's say, I don't know, like £500 for one creative topic. And then there will be adaptation of this creative tall, small, kind of all different banner sizes. So one adaptation might cost you, I don't know, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, depends on the agency that's doing that. But yeah, just iterate on mail, or you can have one kind of fee for the whole bucket, but then you need to agree how many kind of adaptations, like banner sizes, there will be in that one bucket.
All right. Thanks a lot, Giedrius. Those were basically the questions from the agency, from the sorry, from the attendees. I have one question though. What if a marketer is working in a big corporation themselves and the company goes through an approval process? How can you, for example, convince them on which agency to take? Maybe in a corporate setting, it's a different mindset or a different approval criteria that they have to go through.
Yeah, and actually I was participating in one of those, and it's hard because if, let's say, like say the board of, I don't know, investors are participating in decision maker, so they're using their own knowledge from their own sources, and sometimes price is not playing. Usually the quality or the, how to say, a feedback
Mm,
about the agency has the biggest role. So in this case, you need to, how to say, get more information about their success cases, and that might be, a way how to convince, let's say, the board or the CEO, if they have simply other kind of point of view based on their friend or someone else, comment. And at that stage, again, I think if the agency would say that, okay, we can take more risks, basically that, let's have a model that, some a small part based on performance, I think that might be a good kind of alternative, and yeah, topic as well.
cool. All right. So thanks a lot. It was really helpful. And I hope it also gave value to all the attendees. I just want to remind that you can go to there is the lobby, the virtual stages. You can check also the speakers, the companies, the jobs, and the platform. There's a lot to explore. So have a look. It's really interesting. And with that, we'll see you in the next session for the performance marketing. Thanks everyone for attending and have a great day ahead.
Cheers, bye.
Thank you.